Hello, everybody. My name is Corey Woodruff, and this is My Certifications. I'm going to briefly be describing two certifications that I picked. That's typically taken at the beginning of your IT career, and then one that's, depending on how smart or how much knowledge you have, is taken further down the line. So both of these certifications are at opposite ends of the spectrum. So let's go ahead and go over the certifications that I chose. The first certification that I chose is the CompTIA A plus certification. Now, the CompTIA A plus certification is broken down into two tests, Core 1 and Core 2. The Core 1 test typically covers like mobile devices, networking technology, hardware, virtualization, computing, and network troubleshooting. And then your Core 2 test is covers installing and configuring operating systems, expanded security, software, troubleshooting and operational procedures. Each test is 90 minutes long and they're both 90 questions long. They're both administered by Pearson VUE testing centers. The recommended experience for taking these tests, it says on the website, is anywhere from 9 to 12 months, but to me, this is kind of one of the ones where you take it at the beginning of your career, so you want to have a good solid, I would say 6 months of learning or whatever, but some people may be able to take it a lot sooner than that. I would say at least 6 months, but it's this one is designed to be taken at the beginning of your career, in my opinion. Each test is $226 per exam, and like I said, there's two exams, so that's close to $500. It is not cheap, and each test is after 3 years you have to renew it. So if you take, say, the Core 1 exam and then you wait 2.5 years and then you take the Core 2 exam, well, if you pass it, then your Core 1, you would have the full A plus. If you have the both the A plus, or if you have the A plus already, you have to have at 3 years you have to have the new A plus. So basically, you have a 3-year turnaround on this exam. Some of the recommended job knowledge that the CompTIA A plus recommended is basically configuring operating systems, including Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS for phones, and client-based and cloud-based software, troubleshoot and problem-solve core service and support challenges while applying best practices for documentation, provide basic IT infrastructure support, configure and support PC, mobile, and Internet of Things hardware, implement basic data backup, and demonstrate basic security skills for IT support professionals. So this is kind of the job knowledge you should be able to describe or test over before taking the exam. Um, you may not know some of them, you may not know all of them, you may only know a few of them. But like I said, it's a lot of info, and it's not an expert at anything. It's more of a general knowledge of all. And can you navigate around these little areas? And if you can check a lot of these boxes, chances are that you may be ready for the exam. The job scope. So this is a lot of the job descriptions that I seen over. It's like a culmination of my searches on the internet. A lot of the places that I search, this is a lot of the job descriptions for people with A plus certifications. Can you set up computer workstations with the necessary peripheral devices, routers, printers, mouses? Can you hook up a computer basically to a workstation? Are you able to check the hardware? So that kind of goes along with hooking up a computer, but are you able to repair hardware, hard drives, processors, stuff like that? Can you install and configure recommended software that the company wants? Can you maintain the local network? Can you ensure basic security and privacy in networks? Organize and schedule upgrades and maintenance without deterring others from completing their work. So, are you able to schedule maintenance or install software on your computer network while people are not there or while they're not working? Can you schedule that? Perform troubleshooting to diagnose and resolve problems. Are you able to do that on a basic level? So, that's all important information that companies are looking for And that, like I said, that's a culmination. So I've seen that on more than one site where I actually looked for a job. CompTIA A plus job scope continues. So the salary range to be expected is $13 to $22 hours, depending on your location and job experience. I could definitely probably go higher than that. I'm not saying A plus doesn't have somebody making higher than that, but you could definitely probably go higher than that, maybe even lower. But this is what it looks like annually: 27 to 45 grand a year. I've seen anywhere from a high school degree completion to a bachelor's in computer science. Um, there's definitely a large buffer there depending on the company and what requirements they have for hiring people. And the experience required, like I said, from high school, so 0 all the way up to a bachelor's level. So there's a big gap there. The second certification that I picked is the CompTIA Pen Test Plus. The Pen Test Plus is one exam, PT-001. And what is Pen Test Plus? Well, Pen Test Plus covers the knowledge and skills required to plan and scope an assessment to understand legal and compliance requirements, perform vulnerability scanning and penetration testing, analyze data, and effectively report communication or communicate results. So basically, what you're doing, you're scanning someone's network for vulnerability. You're scanning somebody's software for vulnerabilities, and then reporting back to them. So you're providing a service for them. You get hired by the companies a lot of times to find out, is their network okay for public traffic, or is their network good to hold people's personal identifiable information. And the only way to figure out if your company has these requirements is, or has these vulnerabilities, is to have somebody come in and test. This test is a 165-minute exam. It's ran by Pearson VUE. Recommended experience, so network security plus knowledge with a minimum of hands-on information security related experience. So this is somebody that they want that's been in the career field a while, knows about networks, knows about security. It's intended to follow the Security Plus certification, so they say it's a good idea to have Security Plus before this. It's a $359 exam, and it's a 3-year renewal requirement. Some of the recommended job knowledge. So CompTIA Pen Test Plus assesses the most up-to-date penetration testing, vulnerability assessment, and management skills necessary to determine the resiliency of networks against attacks. Successful candidates will have the intermediate skills required to customize assessment frameworks to effectively collaborate on and report findings. Candidates will also have the best practices to communicate recommended strategies to improve the overall state of IT security. So they're going to not only are they going to find the problems, but they're going to recommend ways to make them better. So they're not just finding problems and say, here, fix it. They're offering you a solution to fixing your problems as well. The job scope. So like I said, I did a culmination of job searches, and this is what I came up with. Performance pen tests and vulnerability analysis on web and other applications. Research and maintains proficiency in tools, techniques, countermeasures. So may that be programs, stuff like that. Interface and coordinate with third-party organizations performing pen testing and vulnerability scanning for the department. So you have to be able to coordinate with different facets of an organization. Brief the CEOs and executives about your summary and findings. And this may include senior leadership, bigwigs. They want to know what's going on with their company or their website or their networks. Be familiar with Kali Linux and custom-made tools within Kali Linux, Metasploit, Wireshark, Nmap, PyCharm. Analyzes and defines security requirements for computer systems. These are all important job descriptions for the career. And this is the salary range, 65K to 250K. Now, this depending on location experience as well. But I'm not saying that somebody in this career does not make more. I'm sure there's plenty of people that do. But this is a general salary range. You can make a lot of money. I've seen anywhere from associates to bachelors, more bachelors than anything, and then experience required is going to be on the higher end. I've seen anywhere from 4 years and up. You probably have to be a whiz to be 4 years and up. But I would expect anywhere from 6 to 8 years at a minimum. This is my works cited page. This is where I got some of my info. Today we talked about 2 certifications A Plus and Pen Test Plus. We went over, what the job market looks in both of these, and basically what are some of the benefits, what are some of the job descriptions of these certifications, and what kind of jobs can they land you. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a message or on YouTube or send me an email. Thanks.